to really understand light and be able to light, you have to understand how it makes you feel. What is your first reaction to that question is, okay, technically, how do you learn to light? And then you think about traditional lighting.
Congratulations on Earth! What do you think you're doing?
Front light, key light, backlight, fill light, kicker light. That's not really the essence of lighting. It's the image that you have in your head that's more important than the technique, if that makes sense.
Get busy living, or get busy dying.
When I was a kid, I used to spend a lot of my time fishing. And, you know, when you're fishing, you're watching a float or you're just staring at the weather, you know. Some days would feel ominous and some days would feel sparkling. And it wasn't just my mood, it was just created by that kind of the light, the feel of the light. I wouldn't say everybody should go fishing to learn what light does, but, you know, it's looking around, it's being aware of those things. And I think the other thing to do is to look at other work. Obviously, look at paintings. But I mean, look at photographers' work, still photographers' work. And just look at the personality and the difference between individuals' work and the sense of them behind their pictures. William Eccleston was one of the first really great colour photographers. There's two pictures they're just, one's the back of an old lady's head and she's sitting on a very green, shiny couch. And it's just the back of her head and her shoulders with this couch. It's amazing. And there's another of a very famous one of a little kiddie's toy in a yard with a garage door behind it. And it's just the colours and the sense of sadness, of melancholy that he creates just through this image and the light. It's really interesting. There's no way you're going to copy that work because it's very individual, it's personal to them. What it is to look at it and see the possibilities. To develop your own way of seeing, really, which is a pretentious way of saying it, but I don't know any other way of saying it. To develop your eyesight. The key thing about exposure is thinking about the range and knowing without spending hours on a film set going around with a light meter, knowing what that's going to look like. Feeling confident that that part of the room is going to drop off to black or it's going to have a little detail and that hot spot over there is not going to go so nuclear that it's no good.
Thank you, Mr. Kincaid. It's a beautiful old house.
She is. And like all great ladies, she still has her secret ways.
Where you want to put the actual exposure. That's something you need to know by eye and taking a reading. On the other hand, the idea of going around the set and taking a reading of every little dark light and every variation is just, you shouldn't be a slave to it.
All right.
You know, I used to obsess about exposures. As I said, I didn't want to be a slave to the meter, so I always would take one reading, or generally of a scene, and then I could judge after that. Then I could do it without a meter.
I'm so happy when I'm with you.
You don't have to say that.
I think it was James Wong Howe said, I wish I had more time because I used to light a set with 100 10Ks or whatever, you know, 100 lights. And now I've got it down to 10 or 11. He said, I really want to get it down to 1. He was searching for simplicity. He was searching something significant and pure.
Do you have any idea how crazy you are?
You mean the nature of this conversation?
I mean the nature of you.
It's very easy when you're on set and you're nervous to kind of get tied up. But there was a particular time on Hudsucker when I designed a rig for this night scene in this boardroom. But it wasn't quite right, and I kept trying to mess with it to get it right. At some point, you got to say, okay, it's not working, start again. And we ripped it all down, put up 3 China balls, and we were ready to shoot after lunch.
If that's all.
It doesn't often happen, but it's better to do that, I think, if you can, than just struggle and struggle to try and make something work when it was your initial decision that was wrong. Just admit that's not the right place to put it, do something else. Going back to looking at people's stills photographs and what you like. For me, the best stills photographs are ones that just strip away all the things the photographer might see on the periphery of what is around them and concentrate on that one little image that says more than you would if you showed it in a big wide shot. It's also important, I think, to go down to Home Depot. I mean, seriously, just look at the bulbs that are available. Look at what you can get. You know, just buy a few bulbs. You can have a practical lamp, take the shade off and just use the bare bulb. And then get different kinds of diffusions or different kinds of materials to put in front of it. And just, yes, as you say, you move it around, see what that light does.
What's in the satchel?
It's full of money.
You're looking at the quality of that light on a face or on an object. You can bounce it. You can black one side of the bulb and use the other side to bounce off some materials. There's loads of pictures of just old buildings and signs, and look at the difference between somebody like Alex Webb and the way they use light and color compared with Brassai or somebody who is using black and white. To experiment, all you need is, say, a bare bulb and just bounce the light off it and just play.
Label, come on, plug me into the ozone, baby, come on. Come on.
So I think the only way you really learn lighting is by experiencing light and life and the possibilities and the variations and the nuance of what light does.